welcome here. If you're new here, my name's Bethany. I'm the girl behind Well-Loved Knits. And yes, I have a new haircut, and yes, I am wearing my no-frills sweater again because I just finished it, so why wouldn't I show it off as much as I can? Obviously, I have recently cast off a big project off the needles, and so I am in the market for another project. So I thought for this next one, it would be a lot of fun if we could all work on something together, cast on something and work on it, knit along together, you know, like a knit along. I've never hosted a KAL before. I've never really successfully joined a KAL before either. So this will be interesting. I did join last year. I tried to join Andrea Mowry's Bare Paw Sock Challenge, where you try and knit a pair of socks in 4 days. I got close, but I didn't see it to the end. This time, I think I'll be able to do it because when Woolyknit reached out to me asking if I would want to collab on a knit along, I felt more confident and I was like, you know what? Yes, I can do this, you know? Yes, so being the knit along newbie that I am, I'm very thankful that Woolyknit wants to collab because that kind of just gives me, you know, someone else to lean on, make sure that everything runs smoothly. It'll be a big help, and yeah, I'm just really excited to tell you a little bit about this KAL. So let's get into it. First, I'm gonna put this down because I feel like I'm gonna spill it everywhere on this white sweater. So if you're not familiar with them, Woolyknit is a yarn brand based in the UK that is specializing in 100% British wool. I feel like on YouTube, they're kind of known for their, you know, super massive 500-gram wool cones. I mean, there is something really satisfying about wool cones. Am I right? Like, this is so neat. It's so tidy. It's a lot of yarn, but it doesn't feel like a lot of yarn. There's just something really satisfying about that. But we will get into the yarn in just a second. Let's talk more about what the knit along really is all about. So the theme is well-loved woolly knits, which I hope is exactly what it sounds like. It's starting from today, the day that this video goes live, so that's March 3rd, and it will run until May 3rd. So we have 2 months to cast on and hopefully finish a well-loved woolly knit piece. So what are the rules? There's only 2, so it's very, very simple. First of all, you need to cast on something that you know will be a well-loved item in your wardrobe, whatever that might look like for you. I'm not saying that you have to cast on a boring, quote-unquote, raglan knit, although you certainly can. But it's really something that you know that the finished object is going to be something that you grab for. Maybe it's something that's missing in your closet. Like for me, I really needed this in my closet, so I cast it on and finished it. The second rule is that you need to cast on using wool. So that can certainly be something that you already have in your stash. But since we are collaborating with Woolyknit, they have been so kind to offer us a discount for those of us who are participating in the KAL. We will get 20% off their 4-ply British wool cones in the fingering weight, as well as in the Aran weight, or their 4-ply Merino cones. So these are some really, really beautiful cones, beautiful fiber. So it would be helpful if I actually gave you the code that you need to use on Woolyknit. So they are giving us a 20% discount if you use the code Bethany20, so that's my name 20, from now, March 3rd until March 31st, and you can use those on the cones that I mentioned. We're going to be over on Instagram using the hashtag WellLovedWoolyknits. And if you use that hashtag to track your progress and share your finished object on or before May 3rd, you will be eligible to win 75 pounds worth of wool from their shop. That's 75 British pounds, not like 75 pounds. So please share all of your progress over on Instagram using that hashtag. I'm already following the hashtag and I'm very excited to share my own projects and then follow along with you guys to see what you guys are knitting up. I think that's everything that you need to know about the knit along. Anyway, all of the details will be down in the description, so definitely go check that out if you're interested in joining us. It starts today, so if you already have the fiber that you want to use and the project in mind, definitely go ahead and start casting on. And I will be sharing my progress over on Instagram. I hope you guys do too. Even though this is a Instagram giveaway, the knit along, I will be sharing my progress here as well in videos up until the end. So definitely look out for that. I'm very excited to show you guys what I want to be casting on. So that kind of leads me into the fiber that Woolyknit kindly sent over for me to share with you guys and then find a project for. Okay, I know I said I didn't want to welcome a lot of yarn in my stash, but like I said, these are like so nice and neat. There's a lot of yarn in here, but it doesn't feel like a lot of yarn. And I might be a hypocrite, I know that, but at the same time, I feel like you would do the exact same thing that I would do. You couldn't have resisted this either. They were very generous of what they wanted to send over. And of course, with this quantity of yarn, I was really thinking, if I'm gonna put it in my stash, I want to have some more neutral, some more basic colors that I could, use for almost any project. So I didn't really have projects in mind for all of this yarn. I was kind of trying to find projects that fit the yarn. So welcoming these into my stash, I was really thinking, okay, I should definitely prioritize colors that I know could kind of just work with anything, so that later when I decide on a project, I'll have the yarn in a basic color. You can't go wrong with black and white. So here we have a 4-ply merino cone in carbon black. Like, this is the perfect black color, a very true black. The sun is out today, so I hope that the colors are gonna be true. I mean, with these, it's not hard to see what the colors are. This is Blanco cream, so this is a cream color. I don't believe this is undyed, so this definitely has been treated. Navy, because I knew I wanted to work with navy wool yarn in the future. And then I decided, okay, live a little, have a pop of color with this beautiful, beautiful red. This one I think is more for Arthur and not for me, although I think obviously I will have so much yarn to be able to work with all of this. I think some matching red beanies are in order. I think that would be super cute. But on a little boy, this bright in fire truck red is perfect. It's not fire truck red, it's called rojo red. I just really couldn't resist. I just think it would be really cool. And then for me, this mustardy yellow, it's actually called Inca Gold. Something about this has been really inspiring me lately. So I wanted to kind of go out of my comfort zone a little bit and try it out. I was thinking with this one, so with the merino, I had 2 projects in mind. Let me grab the black. This right here is a swatch that I did with the merino yarn, the black and white merino together. So the carbon black and the cream. I don't know if you can guess what the project would be. But it was recently released. I had my eye on this sweater when it was in testing, or when it was first being developed. This is by Sophie of the Knit Pearl Girl, her Farnham sweater, which actually was recently released. So then I was thinking this is definitely a top contender for the Well-Loved Woolyknit along because it looks like a sweater I absolutely need in my closet. And then with the black and white, these stripes right here, looks really good. I am a big lover of stripes just in general. But as far as knitting projects go, stripes have really been a favorite of mine for project-wise. So I think I can't go wrong with this. So I knit up this swatch with 2 strands held together of both colors on the recommended needle size, which is 4mm. I am definitely going to be pairing this with mohair. I just don't have it yet. So I wanted to see mainly with the swatch, not necessarily my gauge, but I wanted to check to make sure that the black didn't bleed with the white, and it didn't. Look, this is all dry, and I think it looks fantastic. I'm really excited. I think as a finished sweater, the black is gonna look really good. And I really wanted to go challenge myself not to knit a petite knit pattern. That was huge, because when I originally was grabbing these, the black and white cones, I was thinking maybe a Marseille sweater, or I don't know, some sweater of hers that's striped. But no, this came out at the right time. So the Farnham sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl is definitely a top contender. Another one, and I cannot for the life of me find the swatch that I did, but I shared it over on Instagram. So I was envisioning with this a cardigan, actually. And I never thought that yellow was my color, but I think I can pull it off, maybe. I think it could be nice. So I actually made a swatch. It's around here somewhere. I just cannot find it. So hopefully I'll find it and insert some B-roll. But I had paired it with this Isayer mohair, silk mohair. This is in some gold colorway. Again, the Woolyknit cone is Inca Gold. So I was thinking that these would look really nice together. They looked really nice, or the color match looked pretty decent on the computer, on my phone, but in person, not so much. This is leaning a lot more green than I'd like it to. So I'm returning this. So it really doesn't matter that I can't find the swatch because I'm not gonna go for that. But I swatched up because obviously I wanted to see the gauge with mohair together. And I was brainstorming projects. I asked you guys over on Instagram what DK weight cardigan projects you like. Again, because I was originally gonna go for the novice cardigan by Petite Knit, but then I was like, no, let's really try not to work a pattern from her again. Just to kind of mix it up. Nothing against the patterns. Obviously, I love every single thing that she puts out, but I wanted to challenge myself to do something different. So with this one, I was thinking about the Colette cardigan by Witra Design. That has a really nice high neck. I really love the shape of the cardigan. And I think maybe in a yellow it could look really nice. Anyway, I'm really leaning to this pop of color is really inspiring to me right now. It was also inspired by my flowers that aren't here, actually. They're somewhere else. My dried flowers, I think it's a marigold on it. It could be some other kind of flower, but it has like this really goldish, also kind of browny tint to it, like a more coppery tint to it. And that's where I was inspired with, or what I was inspired with for this. So I'm not going to be using the Isayer mohair. I need to find a replacement. So hopefully I can find that and potentially cast that on as well. Those were the merino cones that they kindly sent over. I also have some of the British wool, which is a little bit more rustic, on the rustic side. And I have them in these full cones right here, which are a lot of fun. I really love this blue. This is one that they actually surprised me with. I was not thinking about the blue, but I really love it here in person. And that's called, what is it called? Indigo. So this is an indigo. Gosh, look at that. That is beautiful. With the sun as well. Makes it look really nice. Then this one right here, I wanted to have something that was heathered. And this is the Finland tweed. I was inspired by the DRK Everyday sweater that she has. It's like a darker, tweedy, heathered yarn. And I really liked the look of that. So I thought maybe this could be that. But I don't know if that's what I want to cast on for the KAL exactly. But I do really like the way that this looks. And I actually knit up a swatch with it. So that's what it looks like in a fabric, which looks really cool. But yeah, I just feel like I've been working with too many, I don't know, I just wanted color. So this is just not something that I'm gonna be casting on right now, but I definitely can see it as a nice fabric for a sweater that I potentially wanna cast on in the future. Same goes with this one. I don't have a swatch for this, but this is your typical gray. This is steel gray. A really nice, natural looking color. And I think this would be really nice for just about anything. I was thinking maybe to replace my half fisherman's rib project that I decided to get rid of in last week's video. I think the depth of the yarn, like the variation, the subtle variation of the gray would look really pretty with half fisherman's rib. So So I gotta figure out what pattern I could do for that. Again, not for this KAL, but I was thinking this would look really nice with that sweater by My Favorite Things Knitwear, the cardigan that she just released. It's a half fisherman's rib cardigan. Or there's that cardigan also by Petite Knit. I want to call it the Agatha cardigan, but I know it's Agatha. I don't know. Anyway, not for this KAL, but in the future for sure. Definitely a potential project. These were the full cones that they gave to me. They also sent over some scraps, so things that they had left over, as not to waste the wool that they have at their mill. They sent over, you know, like just bits and bobs of different colors, and I really liked that concept. Just having a little bit to kind of test out the colors, see if it was for me. These swatches, which is just, it's so much fun to look through. I actually already had this one right here. It came in my order because I have ordered a Woolyknit cone before. All kinds of colors to choose from in both bases, and very similar ones too. So if you really are inspired by one from the British wool, you might be able to find it in Merino if you're not very into more rustic feel. I personally am not very familiar with rustic yarns, so that'll be interesting. I will find out how exactly do I feel with some rustic yarn on the skin. To the touch, it's actually very soft, more soft than what I was expecting, let's say. And this is washed and blocked, so I can kind of get an idea of how the fabric would be and how it would fit, or how it would lay. So yeah, I'm excited to try all these out. Thank you so much to Woolyknit, of course, for asking to sponsor this. This was it was a surprise for me. It was not something that I was expecting to do in this year at all. I wasn't expecting to host a knit along, but I'm really excited to do so. Definitely let me know what you think I should cast on first. I think I'm gonna go for the Farnham sweater though. I have the mohair coming in, and I think that's gonna be my main project, that or the cardigan. So I'm gonna do another swatch with this yarn and see how I feel about it. And I'll keep you guys updated. I can have 2 projects. The knit along is for 2 months, so I think I will be able to finish at least one. So I'm gonna work on both. I would really love to have you guys join the Well-Loved Woolyknits knit along. Definitely don't forget to post and join. You can use things in stash, but I would also take advantage of the really kind offer by Woolyknit for 20% off their British wool and merino cones. So definitely go check them out. I will leave a link in the description for that too. So you can have a look at all the colors and get inspired and find something that you would love to cast on. Definitely let me know what you're thinking in the comments. I would love to hear that. And otherwise, we'll keep in touch on this KAL over on Instagram. So definitely be following me, go follow Woolyknit, and use the hashtag WellLovedWoolyknits to share your progress. I would really love to see it. I wish I had more hands. I wish I had more hands to be able to work with all of this yarn. I'm very excited. This is something new for me, and I hope you guys are excited too. So thanks for sitting down and checking out some of this yarn with me, throwing out ideas. Let's see what we get on the needles. I'm very excited about that. Okay, let's go do that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.